Okay, so part two, continuation of what I was sharing in the part one. Okay, so by doing a top-down analysis, I was able to identify the head and shoulders pattern, okay, with a breakout, right? And those two things help me, okay, with my analysis. But now I'm just waiting. I'm patiently waiting for the market to get to these levels, okay? Now, it may take a day, may take an hour, may take 4 hours, may take 5, doesn't matter. My goal is for it to come up here. But then you're saying, Wells, why don't you just take a buy trade? No, 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 no. That defeats the purpose, because it might just reverse right here, and all of a sudden you're in a bound. You're in an uptrend. You put a buy order, and it reverses on you, hits your stop loss, and you just lost money, right? So it's best to wait for the trend to continue its journey, because you can gain more pips that way. Does that make sense, everybody?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I want to show you guys an inverted head and shoulders. I'm going to clear everything out. If had this been an uptrend, it's like, what does a inverted head and shoulders pattern look like? So let's take a look. Okay. Let me go left. Left. I'm looking for a substantial uptrend. All right. So let's say right here. Right here. Let's say we're looking at the market and we're saying, okay, this is where I want to be on the hourly. We want to trade this uptrend, right? Let's take a look. Okay, so what I'm looking for is inverted head and shoulders. Okay, for an uptrend. All right, which looks like this right here. Inverted head and shoulders. So it's the same head and shoulders, but the inverted is letting you know that's going to go up, right? So whenever you're in an uptrend, you look for inverted head and shoulders. Okay, and you'll see more than one. You're like, oh, wow, okay. All right, all right, all right. And still until it starts to break down. See, it's breaking down here. It's reversing, right? And why is it reversing? Well, because what is this? I guess it doesn't have to be perfect. Do you guys see that? And that's why it broke down, because it gave a head and shoulders over there. Right? And reversed. Then it continued its journey up. There's another inverted head and shoulders right here. I'm just training your guys' eyes to see this. Okay, here it is right here. See how it dipped? So whenever you see a dip, try to, pull that tool out and see if you can create that pattern, the inverted pattern, inverted head and shoulder pattern. And on the top, see if you can create the head and shoulders on the top. So this is your homework assignment, gang. It's a back test and see if you can find head and shoulder patterns in your chart. Okay, look at that. That's another one. And all, you're just drawing these out because you want to train your mind or you train your eye to see how many times does this develop. And if it develops, I want to be in the market because I know it's going to trade lower. Another head and shoulders. Again, if you miss getting in over here, you wait for it to come back to the right shoulder. Look at that. It came right back to the right shoulder, came all the way back down. This is a winning trade. Okay. Perfect pattern. Okay. Now, one of the other things I do, you're like, okay, now that I'm not in the trade, how do I get out? When do I know to sell it, or where do I set my take profit? Right? You can do one of these numbers here. You take a rectangle, you go from the top of the head and shoulders to the bottom, stretch it out, create a box, right? Now what I'm going to do with this box is I'm going to clone it. It created another box. I'm going to take that box, push it to the bottom of that, and this is where you set your TP, you take profit, right here. It look right. Eventually came down and it bypassed your TP, and you had a winning trade. All right. Where do you set your stop loss? Above. All right. This is your stop loss. That if it goes against you, it stops you out. You protect your principal. You don't blow out your account. But it never came back. It never went back up here because it had to finish its pattern. But it did come down and hit your take profit. All right. You can also use a ratio tool for short position. Let's say you entered over here. Stop loss is right there. Push it all the way down here. This is a 1-to-3. 1-to-3 ratio. Okay. So these are the steps you need to take to be a profitable trader. You don't want to get into an order without your stop loss and your take profit. You don't watch the market without placing those things into your order. Okay. Because now if you don't do that, you're gambling. You're like, oh, hopefully it'll get there. No, no, no. You don't want to guess. You want to have a strategy. This is a strategy. I mean, will you win 100% of the time? No. You saw my funded account, my challenge. I'm 61% win rate right now. All right. 61%. And that whole time I was trading, you know, opposite the trend, and I had to reevaluate to get it back up to 25,000, and then I got it back up to $25,039. So it's like one of those things like, wow, sometimes you gotta take a step back, reevaluate to get back where you want to be. Okay. So hopefully you guys are taking copious notes on this because this is what I do day in, day out, day in, day out. Some people say, well, that's the, trading could be boring then if you this is all you do. No, I love it because if I win a trade, I'm excited. If it goes against me, it's okay. Okay, because I have my stop loss there. Okay. Because when you go to work and they train you to do that position, they're paying you based on what that position is worth. They're not paying you what you're worth because you already know you're worth more than that. You're worth $24,000 a month. Okay. $24,000 every 2 weeks, $24,000 every week. Okay. There are people making that kind of money trading, right? So if you know what you are worth, you have to now develop the skill set to pay yourself what you're worth. And this is a skill set. Once you learn the skill set and trial and error, right? It took me time to learn the skill set. Once you learn the skill set, nobody could take it away from you. And now you become your own bank. You become your own bank. But depending on the lot size on this trade, 0.01 lot size, 0.05, 0.10, 1.00, 10.00, 20.00, depending on your lot size, whatever your lot size is, you got a winning trade right here. That's how these guys are making $100,000 in the market because their lot size is huge and they're not afraid to take the risk. Okay. They're not afraid to take the risk. Okay. And everybody starts small and then you work your way up. Okay. Some people use funding challenges. Some people just grow a $50 account. You can have three $50 accounts and trade each one of those. And then when it gets to a certain number, take the money out of those accounts to buy yourself a challenge. Now you're playing with the house money, not with your money, because you've increased your profitability to buy a challenge. Okay. If it's $100 challenge, you get 50% off. You spend $50 on that challenge, right? You made $50 in the market. Take that market out. Take that $50 out of the market. Go get yourself a $15,000 challenge, $10,000 challenge, $5,000 challenge. Okay, and then trade those accounts and don't breach it, right? And then do the profit split. Okay. So that's my breakdown. Any questions or concerns?
Uh, it's my favorite. Sorry.
Say that again, Chelsea. I didn't hear you. Chelsea, you there?
I have a
Or
question, Mr. Williams.
yes, go ahead, Ian.
Have you tried any free funded account before, like free funded
Yes.
challenge?
Yes,
Oh,
once a
really?
month. Yeah, once a month. There's a couple of funding companies that allow you to do a free challenge, but you're competing with over like 30,000 other people.
Wow.
And
That's a lot.
I know, but
Uh,
you have to come in on the top three people that win the challenge gets a free funded account.
I see.
And yeah, and then they'll allow you to trade those accounts. Um, I'll drop a couple of links in the our Facebook chat because there's a couple of coming up. February 1, you can join a free challenge to see how well you do and compete with everybody else. And don't think about competing. Just think about your compete with yourself. Don't compete with 30,000. Okay. I never look at my rankings until the end of the month. You know, sometimes I blow the account Sometimes I fall into like 256th place because there's some people that are really, really good at what they do and they take
Yeah.
larger risks than I take. So it's like it's one of those things,
Mm.
but it's good practice though. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes.
It's good
I want to
practice.
try that. I want to try that.
Okay, so I'll send you the link to sign up for one or two because there's two of them that I do every month. So
Mm.
I'll drop it in the chat so you guys can sign up for that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. And Chelsea, don't worry about the background noise. It's fine. You know, you're fine. Um, I like the interaction with you guys. That way, you know, I know that you guys are getting it. Because if it gets really quiet, I'm like, am I only talking to myself? Well, I don't, you know, I don't mind the background noise at all. All right. So any other questions or concerns? Because I know Ian, I want to go over really quick gold with you real quick
Sure, sure.
and see what it's doing. This was be my analysis for gold for next week. Okay, so gold, wow, very volatile, you know, market to trade because it could go up and down really fast. So you gotta set stop losses when trading gold. All right, but let's take a look at it. We're gonna do a tab down analysis. All right, so looking at your notes, what's the first thing that I do, guys and girls? I I go from candles to what?
The line chart.
There you go. Very good. Do a line chart. All right, and I squeeze it to see what's going on. So if it's coming from the bottom, okay, it's making what? Higher highs, lower lows. So I take out my tool, right? I take out this tool over here, and I just draw, you know, just draw it out. I go up, down, up, down, up, down. See this up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Ooh, look at this, down. Broke these lows here and back up. Still higher than, oh, wait a minute. That could be a double top right there. But then it came back down. This lower low is lower than this low, you know, lower high, sorry. This lower high is higher than this low right here. Okay, so it had to come below here for it to reverse and go lower. So it didn't do it. And it went back up. And now it's retracing. Okay, which is telling me it's trying to come back and hit these levels here to trend higher. So this is my bias. All right. Uptrend, downtrend. I'll let you guys tell me.
You said you see an uptrend?
Yeah, question is it an uptrend or downtrend?
I would say up.
Very good. That's correcto. Uptrend. All right. Now, you know this now. This is your bias. You're like, okay, all I'm looking for are buys. I'm not looking for sells. I'm just looking for an opportunity to get into the market to ride the trend higher. Okay. Because the lower low on this, even if you want to do that, is right here. So it's got to break this low, and it didn't, right? Or it to come in reverse to go down. So this is your support, right? You can call it support. But then we go to the daily. Let's go to the daily. We're going to first take off this. You guys are able to see that, so I'm going to make sure you guys do see it, make it bigger. So you want to screenshot that. And this is what I do. It's like I'm back in kindergarten. I just drawing. I'm drawing on the chart, right? Stuff we already know to do, so which is a valuable skill set here. So we're going to take this off. I'm going to go down to the hour, the daily. And what are we looking for in a daily? We're looking for inverted. What's the word? Inverted
Head and shoulders.
head and shoulders. So we could put one here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Inverted head and shoulders. As long as we continue to see inverted head and shoulders, we're looking for buys, right? We're only looking for buys for inverted head and shoulders. Here's another one right here. Another one right there. So this like, take it. Let's say we take it here, 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 here. Another inverted head and shoulders. Doesn't have to be perfect. You just got to see it. Okay, just got to see it. Because if you miss getting in over here, you see it had to come back to the right shoulder, roughly. Okay, had to come back to the right shoulder. All right, now if it continues to go down and go below all of the stuff here, then it's no longer, an uptrend, but that's the daily. So now we're going to go down to the 4-hour. Remember, we're still in an uptrend. Okay, so I did a head and shoulders over here, but it's pretty much, we don't care about this head and shoulders because we're not looking for a sell. We're looking for a buy. We go back to our candles. Candles on the 4-hour. Okay. We got our arrow. We're looking for, it's our trend line, right? We're looking for buys because we're in a trend, upward trend. We go down to the hourly. Okay. Then we look for entries because you could have got in down here and wrote it up, but now we're waiting for a reversal, right? We're waiting for a reversal because you want to buy low, sell high. So we're waiting for a reversal, pullback. Okay. Waiting for a pullback. Now we go to the 15-minute. Okay. We can take out our fib tool, pull it from the bottom to the top. And what are we waiting for?
Retrace to the 61.
Correct.
The,
You
the
got it. Fantastic. See, it's not that hard, y'all. Telling you. We're waiting for it to retrace to the 61.8. We're going to put a rectangle on it, right? We're going to start at 79 to the 61.8. This is sweet zone. If it comes back to this area and it doesn't blow beyond this area, we're looking to take a buy. So now you got to be patient. You got to be patient. You got to wait for it to come back down. And this is where a lot of people fail to do. They're impatient and they get in too early. No. It's gotta do what it's gotta do. You gotta set that trap, right? You gotta be patient. Even on a 5-minute. You're gonna wait. You're gonna set alerts. You're gonna come back, you know, work out, go work out, come back, Go to the store, come back, whatever the case is. Watch a rerun on your favorite program. Come back, wait for it to come back in the zone. Eventually, the market's got to retrace. And then you take your order, you place your order. Okay. Okay, and I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Let me just erase all of this real quick. Okay, we're watching this market. We see this right here, inverted head and shoulders. Right? It's an inverted head and shoulders. Either you can do it right here or you can do it right here, where you look at it. Right? And inverted, inverted. It's 1, 2, 3 right there. But we're gonna take our tool. Let's say this is the where you want it to get in at. Pretty much, you go right here. You didn't get in at the point of entry. You waited for it to come back and retest the right shoulder. Okay. And this box right here. Remember this box? I cloned it. And I put it on top. Right? This is what I set my take profit right here. And where do I set my stop loss? Down here. Okay. And I'll just draw out the head and shoulders real quick. So take it from this candle here, 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 this candle here, here, inverted. All right, inverted. Inverted. But then we take our long position. Let's say we entered here, pull this all the way up here. Our stop loss is over here. And this is roughly a 1 to 2, 1 to 2 ratio. Because if we look right, it eventually went past the line, which is your TP line, you take profit line, and you had a winning trade. All right. It barely touched it, right? Okay. Or you move your stop loss. Now you're in a winning trade. You move your stop loss right here, and you keep the trade going live. Okay. You just take off the TP. You no longer want this TP. You're in a winning trade now, because if it comes back down, it doesn't matter. You're in a winning trade, and you just ride it out, ride it out, ride it out, ride it out. It never came back down. Wow. So this is your stop losses right here. All right. Look at that. All right. So did y'all get some value out of this session?
Yes, sir.
Definitely.
Awesome.
Appreciate you taking the time.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. I love sharing. So I always ask God, I said, Lord, send me the people you want me to help. Okay. And he sent me you guys and gals. All I ask is just bring one friend with you next week, or message somebody in the chat and say, hey, you guys are missing out these golden gems. Attend the next session. You won't regret it. After this session, go ahead and put in a comment. Tell them it's fire. Tell them, hey, I learned a lot. I can now approach the market with clarity, right? Because all I trade is a head and shoulders, an inverted head and shoulders, and I'm patient and I'm waiting. Okay.
So what market do you trade? Like what's your trading time?
On the New York session, 9:30,
Okay.
I do the US 30.
Yeah.
I'll do the US 30 1 minute trading session. I have a 1 minute strategy. Because at 9:30 the market it either jumps up or down rapidly because there's a lot of orders at that time. So I do like a quick scalp for 1 minute. I'm in and out. And then at 10 o'clock, 10 to 11, I try to put in a buy or sell trade depending on what direction the market's going in. Then I'm pretty much done for that session. Then I'll come back for 2 to 3 or 2 to 4. And I try to look for buying opportunities between 2 and 4 because the market closes at 4. Okay. And then the London session, I do GBP USD